welcome back to Diamond Me Stress Free. Now I've just been sat here doing this diamond painting and I thought, why not record it? Now the lighting, looking at it, it looks really orange. It's because of probably the conservatory. I don't want to shut the blinds though, it's like 2:30 in the afternoon. Went to the hairdressers this morning, believe it or not. I just had a treatment done to my hair because of all the bleaching over the years. I wanted to get it back to a healthy stage again. So he says no more bubbles, a couple more treatments, and then we're doing a reverse balayage, I think he said. But I'm working on Drogon. I cannot tell you how much I've enjoyed this diamond painting. I'll show you how much that I've done. I'm quite impressed with myself, to be honest, how much I've managed to do, minus my stuff on the table. This is like 8 days worth of diamond painting. Now this isn't continuous diamond painting because I have another channel more so for colouring. So let me just set that back up there and sit back down. Yeah, I've got a second channel, so that's my main priority. But when I've not been colouring or doing the normal things that mum does, I've been doing this and I'm quite pleased with how it's turning out. There is a lot more, what's the word? I always forget the word. Now the camera's skewy, it's because it's on the diamonds. Come on camera, work with me. No, it's saying I'm gonna go. Because one of the legs are skewy. There we go. Blocks of colours. There's loads of colour blocking in it. So I got back not long ago, put my comfy clothes on, and then I was sat here diamond painting, listening to my true crime, and then I thought, why not pop on? So I had, excuse me as well, I've got a bit of a sniffle. I'm hoping that it's not the start of a cold. Hoping. I got a text message through this morning that we've got an appointment on Tuesday to go and see the physio and the neurosurgeon at Alderey at Liverpool. And then my phone rings, and that phone call also was about Isabel. We've still not got the ramp sorted for the front door for a wheelchair, and I rung up OT this morning just chasing it up, and that was her ringing me back, so I have to expect another phone call now off somebody else, and hopefully it'll get done this week, if not next week. So that appointment's on Tuesday. I'm dreading it, to be honest, because it's an all day thing. One appointment's at 8:30 in the morning, and the second appointment is at 11 or 11:30. And I expect that second appointment to be the longest one because that's with the surgeon. To be honest, she wasn't too bad the last time that we took her to an appointment, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I'll show you what I'm working on now. It's not called the checkerboard method, it's just every other line I'm working on. So can you see if the camera will pick it up? So I've worked on a line each, and they're not straight, they're not perfect, but once I put these ones in, it straightens them out beautifully. As you can see with these ones, lovely and straight, high roller. And this canvas has got like, oh, it's not picking it up now, but I swear that it's got like a blue iridescence to it. I absolutely adore it. Adore it. Turn camera around again, sorry. Yeah, so I'm just looking forward to getting this up on my wall now. Up on my wall. What turned up this morning is I ordered it off AliExpress, and I've ordered things off there before and they've not turned up, or they've been rubbish. But this thing that I ordered, it's if I remember later, I'll take you upstairs to show you. It's the house, not the House of the Dragon like Game of Thrones, but the house sigil, the Targaryen sigil with the dragon. It's that basically, and I bought it for my wall in the art room. I mean, could I be any more sad? I honestly though, I don't care. I've even sorted out, I had a shelf in my room, in my art room, and it had all my pencil cases on it, and I've took all them off. I'm gonna have to go and blow my nose. I keep convincing myself I'm not getting ill, I'm not getting ill. It's that time of the year though, isn't it? But yeah, I took all my pencil cases off to put more like memorabilia stuff and I've been hinting at like crazy to family members because my birthday next month, so I've been saying like, oh, I wouldn't mind this for the shelf, wouldn't that look good for the shelf? My son's just started working as well, so I hope that he gets me just a little something. He's not long left for college actually. He only started college today at 1:30 I believe. So on the way back from the hairdressers earlier on, I got him a bacon bam for his dinner. And yeah, I've not been really doing much, just doing housework. Yesterday was, if you come over from my colouring channel, then you know how open I am and how much I talk about like my personal life and stuff. But if you're not and you're new here, then I do. I find it like sort of therapy. I'm slacking with this today. I've only just started drinking it. I had it upstairs with me overnight and I've just had to make a fresh one. So yeah, I sort of treat like whipping chats and colouring chats and whip of the weeks and whatnot as like a therapy session. I've got one, what I'd say is close friend, and I tell her quite private things. But apart from that, I've got my husband and my mum. My mum I don't speak to that much about personal things because obviously she's got her own issues and worries herself, being an older lady, so I don't want to worry her. But yeah, yesterday was a crappy day. I was on the verge of being on the phone to the doctors to ask for an appointment, and I thought if I ask for an appointment I'm probably going to be waiting until next year. Yes, that's a joke, we've got the system at the minute. Because I just felt the only way that I could, like, I was crying at one point yesterday. I felt depressed, I felt sad, you know, just all these horrible feelings. I even tried to force myself like, to sit down to diamond paint. I just didn't have the motivation. I wanted to film videos for my YouTube channel because that was like the only main way of me making money for my family is doing YouTube, and the motivation just literally went outside that window, and it's not come back as of yet. I mean, I know that I'm sitting here videoing now, but it's not a sit down video where I'm having to create a piece of artwork. That's why I love diamond painting so much. I was talking to somebody else, another friend actually, recently about it, and they said that we like diamond painting so much as well as colouring because the colours are already picked out and it's telling you what to do. Whereas with adult colouring, you do have to somehow like have a creative aspect to it. You're picking the colours, you're picking the mediums, you know, you're picking different ways to do it. And of course I pick watercolour of all the things that I really like, so it's difficult to say the least. I'm out of breath because of my nose. I'm gonna have to go and blow it in a minute and see if we've got any cold and flu tablets. Do you know when you feel like the verge of getting ill? So yesterday, I'm usually one of them, you know, when my husband comes home, I'll have the tea ready on the table, the house will be gleaming, the kids will be fed, you know, and ready for bed and whatnot. Yesterday that did not happen. We ended up having ready meals for tea. Lewis got himself a takeaway and I was good. I didn't have one. I had a vegetable lasagna, frozen ready meal. My husband's, he's not bothered about that sort of thing. I mean, if I did it every day and he came back home and the house was a mess, then maybe he'd change his tune. I don't know. I'll see actually, because I wanted to do like a diamond painting vlog over the weekend, but my head just wasn't in it. I was, TMI, dying of period pains, really bad. So yeah, I couldn't do it last weekend. Last weekend was just stopping in the house most of the time, taking the dog out for a walk and Isabel out for a walk to the forest. That was about it. It wasn't really interesting. Not like this is much more interesting. Yeah, I can't tell you how much that I love this. I'm looking forward to as well. I keep being told that Diamond Art Club, now I've been diamond painting now for about 2 years, maybe 2.5 years, when I first bought the very first one. But it's only, I'd say, the past 6 months that I've took it a little more seriously, like buying more kits, buying like little extras, like pens and stuff like that. I mean, I'm not going over the top. I can understand why people buy like different pens and different nice trays and stuff for each diamond painting and beautiful washi tape. But since we've moved house, I'm not in the situation of doing that anymore. Not even like, I used to buy loads of colouring books and pencils, and I'm so happy with my collection upstairs. I don't feel the need to go out and buy like the newest thing, that the craze thing and that sort of, unless it's something that I really, really, really want. One of my friends did a video about new colouring books. I've lost my train of thought because my stomach has just started cramping again. Yeah, she did a video, oh that's painful, about all the new colouring books kit coming out, and I completely forgot about this dead cute one anyway. And we looked on Amazon UK and it was like £22. To cut the long story short, I ended up finding it on Amazon France, and I think with delivery on top of that it was like £14. So that is one new thing that I've got. But I got a repayment. Some of these drills are really badly sticking together. My son was meant to go on his prom when he left school, and he didn't end up going because he didn't want to go, so the school owed me £45. This was last week. I got the cheque. He's left now, so I got the cheque for it. I told my husband, "Oh, I want to buy." I think it's called Solace by Christopher Lovell. He didn't say anything, but then after the weekend and then spending money, I've not ended up ordering it. My hair's cost me a little bit more than I wanted it to. But if it means that I want to get back to my natural colour eventually, which is Isabel's colour, just to have long, healthy hair, because of the bleach and stuff over the years. I mean, I have dyed this damn hair myself since I was like 15. No way I'd let my 15-year-old daughter dye her on it, but my mum did. My mum did. I must have whinged a lot. Yeah, so I just want to get it back to a nice, healthy state. No straighteners or curling irons or anything. Just get it back natural again, as natural as I can. When I was sat here yesterday, that upset point when I was crying, I didn't realise how loud that stupid clock is that we've got. We was watching House of the Dragon last night, episode 9 it was. I'll say one teeny tiny spoiler. The last 2 minutes were brilliant, and I had a smile on my face that whole 2 minutes. It was superb. Really looking forward to next week's episode, but not in the same sense, because we have to wait now till 2024 until the next series. The other thing that I've been doing, or lack of doing, I started drawing again, like sketching and trying to paint my own dragons. I haven't done that in a week. Again, it's just having motivation. I said in my other YouTube channel I need to keep an eye on the camera, because this camera, when it gets to 18 minutes, if you can see my eyes darting from there to there, you know why. When it gets to about 18 minutes it just cuts off, so I need to keep an eye on it. What was I saying then? Yeah, so in the other house before we moved, so how long have we been here now? We must have been here about 2.5 months, maybe 7 or 8 weeks, something like that, or either 9 or 10 weeks. Anyway, to the point, I was saying like how awesome it's going to be. I'm going to have my own art room, I'm going to be able to come up and film in the evenings, blah blah blah. But the last, it's not since moving in this house, it's not, because I was quite happy the first, I'd say, month, really happy. But it's like, I don't really know how to explain it, and I don't want to come across as, oh, she's got everything that she wanted, she's got the house that she wanted, she's got the art room. I don't want to come across as that I'm not grateful, because I'm not. I'm really lucky to have my husband and him, you know, providing all this for us. But it's just like, by the time that it gets to 8 o'clock, so we saw Isabel at around 8. So let's call it 8:30. By the time that she's gone to sleep, that 8:30, if she has. And I sit my fat bum down at that chair. I'm just like, I'm either sat down here, so obviously I can't record when the TV's on in the background. I can record while Danny's here, he's not bothered, and he's been on camera before, it doesn't faze him. Yeah. So it's having the motivation to sit up there. I mean, I even bought a larger desk. It was only £45 from IKEA. So I got this larger desk so I could have one side for diamond painting and one side for the colouring, and then I could like have everything else at the same time. And I thought, yeah, that'll motivate me to, you know, be filming at evenings. And it's not. It's not. Because 9 times out of 10 I have such horrendous night's sleeps with either her being up or her being ill or whatever reason. Sometimes I only have like 3 or 4 hours sleep. So then I'm sleeping in the day, and I don't know whether that's anything to do with like what I said about being sad. And I talked about this the other week about like possibly thinking about getting a job. But then if I do that, then it's a lot of work to then come back to do here. And then what if Isabel's off school, or the buzzer's brought down, or the buzz hasn't turned up, or whatever. And these appointments, like next week, that appointment, that's going to be like nearly a whole day thing. Danny's going to have to, he had 1 day holiday left to book. But normally we book it off around Christmas time, so we can do the kids' Christmas shopping. So he's having to use that very last day, excuse me, he's having to use that last day to take us to this appointment because I don't drive. I mean, I could get the train to Liverpool, but I wouldn't like to do it on my own with Isabel. I really, really wouldn't. And then seeing this really important person, I know what I'm like for forgetting. And then if she's got me in a tizzy, it's like, no, I need that. I need Danny there. I need him there. So yeah, I'm not sure what we're going to do about Christmas now. Yeah, I'm not sure. So I'm nearly finished. I said I've nearly finished it, and then I moved my tray and then saw the half that I've not done yet. I'm really looking forward to getting this one finished though, because I would ideally like to start apples before the Halloween season is over. I know that's not, it's not a proper Halloween picture, is it? But I've been really, really good. You know, I've not been ordering diamond paintings or trays or pens or anything like that. And I love seeing what other people get, don't get me wrong. I love seeing what other people get. But I've just not been able to at the moment, which is fine. I'm sure I'll be able to get 1 or 2 around my birthday. I'm sure that they send you, is it points or something? I'm sure it's points around your birthday. Something like that. So what I might do is make this into a uber long sort of vlog. And maybe show you a little bit when Isabel gets home. To be fair to her, when I've had the diamond painting, stomach pains again, when I have this diamond painting set out, I don't have it here all the time because I feel like it's taunting me when I'm not working on it. But if she's sat in a chair and she's eating and she's playing with her books and watching a TV programme, I can sneak over here and do like 10-15 minutes and she tolerates it. Whereas before she wouldn't. Like if I was sat down and I got my pencils out and I was sat at the couch, she'd be like, no, I want all your attention, Mum. But now she's got slightly better with that. Slightly better. So even if I can finish this off and then maybe, you know, masking tape another section out and just work on it on and off. Wait till my husband gets home. I'm doing fish chips and peas tonight. Yes, I'm being lazy. It's all frozen. Even the peas. I get these peas from the supermarket over here called Sainsbury's. It's the only place that does it. I don't like the tinned peas. Crisis averted. Changed the battery. That was one of the best things that I bought for this camera, because the battery doesn't last very long. So as soon as I bought this camera, I did get a second backup battery, which is a lifesaver. So what I might do, I'm so sorry for the sniffling. While I went to change the battery, I did go and blow my nose, and I do feel like it's a cold and everything else coming on at once. Yeah, I'll probably show you Isabel She's dead cute. And she's more or less always happy. I say that now, and then when she gets home today, she probably won't be. Probably won't be. So yeah, as I was talking about food, I'm just doing frozen food tonight. I'm being really, really lazy. Danny's requested those shepherd's pie for tomorrow. He gets these hot Scotch bonnet chilies from somebody at work who grows them. So he's requested a full one in his, and they're big. They're big. Isabel likes that as well, and I usually put like one mini one. They're not Scotch bonnets, they're just normal chilies in hers. She likes it with a bit of taste, does Isabel. It's just annoying, this nose. Still not got me conservatory window fixed. When we had really bad weather over here, we was only living here for about a week, maybe 2 at max, and we had really bad thunder and lightning, and it cracked one of my windows. That one there, you probably can't see it on the camera, but can you see how it's horrible orange? I hate it. Not this weekend coming up, next weekend when I've been paid, I'm going to go to B&Q, where you can buy paint and paintbrushes and door handles and lights and stuff. I'm going to go and pick some paint out. I've already picked the colour that I want in my head, but I've not gone into the store and picked it up. I want it like a really deep navy blue. Camera. Like a deep navy blue colour, because the rug in there's got a touch of that navy blue in it. And then we'd like to get a little 2-seater sofa, because that room in there, it's just wasted space at the minute, because there's no furniture in there apart from that little thing you can see. It's just been wasted. Although it is really, really good for playing the Oculus. My son does use it for that. So when we've got a couch in there, he's going to have to be a bit more careful. So on Instagram, that's another thing that I've been lacking on. That's why I've not made a separate Instagram account, because I can barely keep up with the Instagram that I've got for my colouring channel. So there was no way that I was making 2 separate ones. Yeah, there's no way. There's no way. But the more I think about this, like, how interesting really is it for me sitting here? Well, I suppose to some people it might be, and doing the same thing, because it is the same thing with this Drogon one, because it's so much colour blocking. So that's why I thought, you can see my face while I'm working on it instead. But maybe when I've started a different diamond painting, I'll have it, you know, the camera pointed down. I think it all depends as well with what I'm talking about, I think. We've not got much to do, then we'll switch over to the greys and the dreaded ABs. Now I've been told of loads of different tips of how to use them, like use the tweezers. I am not a one-placer girl, so I can't use tweezers. The thing that's just been helping, I've just been getting a damp towel, like tea towel. Whoops a daisy. That went in all sorts of crooked that then, and I'm going to be able to get that out, yeah. And then just dipping the end of the pen in and then just doing it one by one. Or with the multiplacer, as long as it's been well used and it's not brand new wax, that seems to pick them up okay. There isn't that many, well there is I suppose. A lot of 3s actually. What time are we on now? We're on 3:30 now, so she's due home at 4 o'clock. She does get the bus brings her home. And I more or less always have her tea, not ready, but ready to go in the oven for when she gets back. So I still need to do that before the little munchkin gets home. She does really brighten my day. Like yesterday, it was a really non-productive, crappy, dying day. But as soon as she got home, she just, you know, she just makes me smile. She makes me smile. I use this as well, and I purposely got this for this reason, pushing it over and it pops them in. I don't know if you heard any of them, but it does work. Yeah, it does work. I said to my husband over the weekend, I wonder if she looks at other kids or other people, kids, whatever, humans, and thinks to herself, why can't I do that? Why don't my legs do that? And he thinks that she does. Or I'm not sure. I don't know. I hope she doesn't think about it and then get upset. That's the last thing that I'd want. I have just got myself, I'm meant to be on a diet, and this is how I feel. I did an order for this online shop because it was my niece's birthday. Not last weekend, the weekend before, and I got a couple of these. And I got one for my husband, I got two for Lewis, and I got myself this gin one. It says white chocolate topped with London dried gin, poppy seeds and lemon peel. See? And I've not opened it yet. It's white chocolate, sugar, cocoa butter, whole milk powder. I can't read that word. Flavouring, natural vanilla, poppy seeds, lemon peel, sugar, glucose syrup. I know it's going to be bad for me, but I thought I might have just the top a little bit of it, just a little bit. I'm going to make a cup of tea and have a little bit of that. I'm not really one for white chocolate unless it's Milky Bar. So what I'll do is I will come back at some point today. I won't say a definite, because whenever I do say a definite, it never happens. So I'm better off saying, oh, this thing as well. I forgot the name of it. What's it called? A funnel. Funnel. It came with one of the you know, the kitten up things. I wouldn't be without it. I would not be diamond painted if I didn't have this thing. Ideally, I should have a backup just in case something happens to this. It's a bit rude, I suppose, isn't it? My mind. But yeah, I'm going to get on with them things and I'll be back at some point today. I'll have to see if Danny wants to sit here and work with me on it for a bit. We'll see. So she's back home from school. They said that they're going to try and do a little video of her on the bus because she's really happy. And I said it's a shame that I don't get to see it, so I'm like secretly record her. I'm just putting a tea in the ninja now. And I'll go and take it in. You can say a little hello to her. I need to get her in a chair. Yeah, I'm just waiting for this thing to go off. We're just having all easy teas tonight. I think my son's going to have lobbies that I made last week. It's like a corned beef, potatoes and carrots sort of thing, and he has it with tiger bread when he gets home from college. Yeah, I think I diamond painted for about half an hour more after I'd stopped recording, and I think tonight I am going to ask Danny just to sit down just for half an hour and we'll have a chat and I'll record it, and then he can do diamond painting. I'll probably sit at the opposite end of the table while to do it. Come on. I will come back, but as I say, I'll come back once this is done, but it's finally just done. I have to set a timer on the Alexa in there because Isabel, she doesn't like the sound of the beeping in here. It really bothers her. So, she's watching Baby Club. You got home from school, haven't you? How are you going to get you in your chair? You've just been smiling, haven't you? Because I've just been singing. Yeah, you have. Yeah, you have. So this is the way we pick up leaves. And you take baby to school, don't you? We have a backup of baby up there, just in case. Well, let's get you in your chair. Let's give you your tea and sort you out for the evening, shall we, missus? Yeah. Yeah. Do you want to try and sit up? Let me see if I can do this. Bye. Hi, bye. Are they ill? Isabel, if you didn't know, she has got cerebral palsy. She can't sit up, but she's the most happiest little girl in the world. Tanya, go. Are you hungry? Are you hungry? You suckling? Your tea's in cooking now, okay? You see the camera? You see the camera? Sorry, I'm in the way of the TV. Right, let's get you sorted in your chair then, shall we? Has it finished, Isabel? Time to turn it off now. Time to turn it off. You're super duper tired, aren't you? Eh? Yeah. I'll brush your teeth now. Have your medicine and then go snoozing. Alright. Don't worry, I'll let it all decide while you do your hair.
Surprised, why have you dressing gown or anything?
Because it's the end of the day. I've had a shower, I've taken my makeup off.
No.
This is my husband, Daniel.
Why are you filming then?
Yes, it says recording there. And he's going to do a little portion. Now he did joke and said it'd probably take him about 10 minutes and it's not going to do.
Better I'd do.
Well, if you don't finish it,
I might not finish it.
I don't know where I put the plastic.
What plastic?
The plastic that goes over the top of it.
What?
Right.
That?
Yeah.
You'll not finish it.
Not finishing it tonight. Look at the size of man.
How do I know what thing it is then?
Are you serious?
Yeah, how do I?
You've done it before.
No, but this looks all different, this doesn't it?
The black.
No, you just find it.
Circle. Yeah, but they're empty, but these are all full because there's so many of them.
Well, I don't
There's
know
loads
what
in
it
that
is.
drawer though.
Oh, is that?
Yeah. Oh, they're all blacks. They're all reds. And all the rest are single ones. And that's a 4-placer.
Is that ready?
Yeah. If any wax pokes out. It has diamond painted
There's
before.
nothing.
And you can see that there's nothing in that one. Why are you putting it in the black tray? Why don't you put it in the white so you can see them better?
You can see fine. Some of them just fell out. They're not going to stick at this.
There should be a diamond painting for beginners, shouldn't it?
It's like the rocket science, is it?
No.
Stick pieces of material on sticky paper.
Material, it's plastic. Well, as easy as it is, you're making a bit of a faff of it.
It's not making a faff of it.
Wait, watch. It straightens them out, but you would have been better with the whiter tray.
It doesn't matter, come on.
Turn it that way.
Oh, I'll blow my nose in a minute.
So I've just been, I think I filmed for about an hour on and off today, doing bits of this. And everyone said how quick I'm managing to get through it. This is genuinely the first time that someone's helped me. Lewis isn't interested, is he?
No, not in this, no.
I did mix up the, which way around is it? The 606, I mixed it up with a bit of the 666, but it's not the end of the world. They look so similar anyway. I won't picking through the colours. I'll try and show the camera. They're so similar. So similar. You probably won't even notice the difference. So I thought, I'm not picking them out now. And I'm on my 7-placer. You using the 4? Or are you just a single one?
They don't go together though. It's like it's missing one even though it's not.
Look, watch. Let me get a bigger area.
No, I did 4 of them each time, but look, it looks like it's missing one.
Yeah, but you're not putting them close enough together.
I do.
Let me see that. Well, you need to move it with the opposite side to straighten them up. Because if you don't do it at the start... No, seriously, if you don't do it at the start, it'll just mess up it all. Yeah, you are missing one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you need to straighten it out. What have you messing this up for me? There you go.
It's got drug on the wine, look.
Oh, that's not Drogon.
It is.
No, it's not.
Why is that?
Because it's Ice of the Dragon. Drogon's not born yet.
So?
That's meant to be Balerion. He's talking about the... See, there's one missing. So just pop it in between. Don't forget that one. He's talking about the bottle of wine that he spent... I've talked about this on my other channel. That he spent £14 on. Because he didn't know the price of it at the supermarket. If it was me, I would have put it back.
It doesn't fit in properly, that, does it?
Why didn't you put it back, Dana?
What?
Why didn't you put the
What, the
bottle
wine?
back? Yeah.
I'm not going to go and put it back when you're like a right idiot, don't you?
Well, I would have done. I would have been saying to the cashier, I'm not paying that much for a bottle of wine.
I paid that much plenty of times before, I just didn't realise it was 14 quid.
It's not even that nice.
It is.
Well, I don't like it. I've got an empty bottle of it upstairs in my art room. I think I'll get this done now a lot quicker than everyone kept saying. What do you reckon?
Oh, what? I'm going to have to blow my nose.
Okay. That's what I was like today. Felt like I was coming down with something. That sniffly nose. So at least it's not just me. It's awkward doing it at this angle. I'm so straight because I'm trying to be in the camera frame. That should be enough of that colour.
It's more of a faff trying to do 4 at a time.
It's like you get used to it. And do it like do 4, then miss a row, and do 4, miss a row, and then it's easier to link. No, you won't.
It will.
That was 3 as well, not 4.
Yeah, that's 4.
It's not. That end bit's got plastic on it.
Well, you can sort that.
Damn it! If you're going to help me.
But it's there.
But you see how easy I took that off?
It's still stuck on.
It's not, Luke.
It did.
Look where the thing is.
It would have
Just
been,
listen to
it
me.
It would have been fine.
Luke.
It's better doing that actually.
It's not straight. You don't make this a relaxing pastime, you. And you're saying it's dead easy if it does.
It's easy to do, you just need to stop bloody pestering while doing it. I don't like doing 4 at a time, I just do once.
You're just going over the next bloody squares there.
It's not.
Damn it, Luke.
It's not.
I'm going to have to redo all that.
No, you're not, it's fine. You do push it over a tiny bit. Hey.
St. Louis is coming down now as well. There he is. I'm still expecting that phone call as well tomorrow about the ramp.
I'll hold your breath.
Oh well, she said either today or tomorrow and it's not been. I'll come and say hello, Lewis.
Hi.
Hello?
I don't know if I can see him. There we go.
Do you want to join in? There's plenty of canvas for you to work on.
I don't know how you're doing that, don't I?
Lewis did help with the big galaxy one that he's got in his bedroom. I mean, he was forced to do it, mind you. Said, if this is for your room, you're helping. Are you sure you're comfortable like that? Because I did offer.
Just too awkward trying to do 3, 4 at a time. I get the light shining from it.
This is what I was trying to say with the lights upstairs. There's certain lamps that you can't use when you're diamond painting because of the glare. Well, that's what I've found anyway. Look at the way that I'm doing it. I'm missing a row. So when you come in to do the bit that needs to be done, the missing bit there, they all click into place. You're not listening, are you? Just, will you listen?
Oh. I didn't point off fingers here. They're all stuck at the top though.
You need to ring up the Indian and beat that table.
I'll do it. I'll around me tomorrow night.
We've decided we're taking Isabel. Well, we're doing 2 different things for her birthday. When we went for my niece's meal, and it comes to the point like ringing the cake out and singing happy birthday. Isabel loved it. Absolutely loved it. So on her actual birthday, we're taking her to an Indian restaurant. I mean, she won't eat much. She'll just have a couple of papadums, won't she?
Yes, probably.
But it's like both families are sort of split, so we have to do 2 separate things. So she'll have a cake for then on her actual birthday.
You need to mention that to her.
She'll have a cake the week before for like all the family members coming around to the house, and then a cake that same week to take to school. Like the week before her birthday, because she's on half term on her actual birthday. You're taking a picnic upstairs though, are you, Lewis? And a chocolate bar.
Yeah.
There's that gin chocolate bar, white chocolate one. I don't like it, so you can have it. I've literally had about that much of it this afternoon. I didn't like it, so you can have it if you want. It doesn't taste of gin before you say.
What did you say it was?
In a chocolate drawer. I mentioned that ages ago in another vlog video, and I got a comment of chocolate drawer.
What do you mean?
Like, because it's weird, isn't it? We've got jar full of chocolate. We haven't really now.
Really, what are you going to do? Just like spread it around the house?
No, we haven't really anymore. It's not as bad as it used to be.
Yeah, that one.
I'll taste it before you take it upstairs. I wasn't too keen on it. It doesn't really smell of anything. It's not as nice as like Milky Bar.
Does it sound like chocolate?
So any ideas on how I can hang this up? Because it's going to be a heavy one when it's done. Well, most of the pictures in the art room upstairs are hung up with, what they call them things?
Picture hooks. Or sticky picture thing, the Velcro.
Yeah, but they don't put holes in the wall. But I think it'd take a lot of them, wouldn't it? To hold this up.
Yeah, I wouldn't put this up with them.
What we're going to put it up with? You said about a frame, because I said a frame's going to be too expensive for the size of this thing.
You'd have to just drill the wall and put string around the back of it.
Yeah, but...
Well, you've got guys, it's not in a canvas, is it?
This is the canvas.
Yeah, like, you'd have to put it in a frame. Well, I don't know, no, yeah, it's not going to weigh that much. Them pitch things will hold it up.
It's the drills, when you add when you start adding the drills, that's where it gets heavy. Open that drawer up there and look how many drills that are left that still go on.
Doesn't matter, it won't be that heavy.
It's unbelievable.
The little tiny pieces of plastic, it won't be that heavy.
I'm glad that I got that on film. Because you'll be eating your words.
Well, what? If it's going to be that heavy, are you going to get it upstairs? You're going to need 10 of us to carry it upstairs.
No, I think it'll be alright. No, but it's different from hanging it up in case it falls down.
It's not going to weigh any more than a mirror. Is it? Let's be honest.
Yeah, you said I wouldn't put the mirror up with them things.
Only because if a mirror falls, it smashes. If this falls, it's not going to smash, is it?
No, it'll damage it. That was a bit skewy, that one. Have you got these? Yeah, you've got number 2s in that, and when you're placing them, number 2s are a pain. Because of them ones that have got like a shiny coating on them. I don't know, you might not struggle with them. I'm looking forward to seeing what it's going to be like as well at this new house at Halloween. How many people are we going to have actually having knock at the door? We're going to have to be out, aren't we, for a while?
Yeah, it's a Monday night though, so you'll have to get back with them. Unless you just go out and
yeah, I'll probably just have to go out because it'll be dark by then, won't it?
Yeah. You're 2 weeks away now. Less than 2 weeks away.
I'll see if your mum wants to come with me, then I'm not out in dark on my own with her.
So you're going to take a 72-year-old lady with you for protection?
No, you know what I mean. You know what I mean, I don't mean for protection, you idiot. I'm not keeping that other bottle.
Why?
Because I don't need to.
You might. What if you drop one?
It's on the shelf.
What if it falls off the shelf?
I've seen people do, they get like these cheap LED lights and they put them in the bottles. But how would you switch? You'd have to have the battery pack like hanging out at the back, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Might try and do that. Is there a sticker at the back of it I could take off? Just leave the sticker at the front. Yeah, I could take that off.
You wouldn't need to take one of the back off, just put it still.
Yeah, I know, but when you put lights in.
Yeah, it'd still see the light because it'd light the top of it.
Might do that then. I got Isabel some new LED lights. Is that what they call them?
I think so.
Yeah, for a bedroom. Oh, I showed you. I went in with the camera just before we started her out. She seems to like them, doesn't she?
Yeah.
I've not done anything Halloweeny yet this month. Whereas last year,
what do you do?
no, like last year I had to do with like my hobbies. I did loads and loads of colouring pages and loads of different art videos to do with Halloween, and I've just not felt it. Motivation to do Halloween pictures, so I've not done. What did you think? I mean,
I don't know, I thought you weren't going doing Halloween stuff.
no. Although I do want to go start place with the pumpkin patches. And you know that I saw a video on TikTok today. I thought when you go pumpkin, like to a pumpkin patch to pick your own pumpkin, that's where they were grown, and it's not. One of the diggers, or whatever they're called, they go round and just put them on the floor and make them to look like them random.
I'm not really that surprised by that.
I was. I thought the whole process was going there to pick one that's still growing. I know that's like that farm shop that we've been to, that's not like that, is it? Because they're all on shelves. We need to go back there.
They've got a little mini field where they had them all in them.
Yeah, but we said we wouldn't be able to get a wheelchair down there, didn't we?
Probably not.
I need to go either Aldi or Lidl. They've got some of them, the mini ones, same as Morrison's, and they're like 50p. You know, down in retail, them little cute ones, I think they were called Munchkin pumpkins or something like that.
Protect fake ones with initials on.
No, they were real ones. Yeah, and if you get them from Sainsbury's, you'll pay like £2 a pop.
No, I don't think they were.
How much were they then?
I can't remember, I don't think they're expensive.
Got too much wax in my pen. I gave a programme a go yesterday, the one that Danny's watching in a bit, like Gangs of London. It's not for me, that. I tried at least. I watched an hour and 40 minutes of it.
You watched one episode, that's not tried.
That's an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah, but that's not the first episode.
It's not for me, that. It's not too much the gore as well.
It's not that gory, really.
It was a little bit, Danny, the fighting scenes. It weren't that though. It's just that sort of thing doesn't interest me. So if it don't interest me, I'll lose interest, obviously.
Really?
Last night's episode of House of the Dragon were good though, wasn't it? Without any spoilers.
Oh, when they all died. The end.
We're an idiot, aren't you?
It could have been the end. It should have been the end.
Shut up!
That's not a spoiler.
Yes it is.
No, it's not.
It's a possible spoiler, so
No,
just
it's
be
not.
quiet. Anyway, it was a good episode. Looking forward to next week's, but I'm not, because that means that's the end, and I thought it was next year it was out. It's not, it's the year after, 2024.
Well, that'll be why, because the Jon Snow one will be out next year.
I'd rather have that. Are you getting bored already?
Yeah.
And that's all you've done?
Yeah, what do you mean that's all I've done?
I'll bring the camera closer so you can see his perfect placing of the diamonds. Shall we?
They all keep falling out of you.
Because you're not holding it right. And switch to that. Come on.
What?
Let's show you your perfect placement.
What's that wrong with them?
Not right with them either.
Why? They're in the right spot, aren't they?
Of a fashion, when you put them ones in now, it's just going to push.
No, it's not.
And then when you go over to the reds,
See? Perfect.
when you get in the mood, that the groove of it, when you're doing this, it is really relaxing.
Yeah, you're making it really relaxing at the minute.
No, because you're not. I'm trying to help you. It's like doing that watercolouring all over again. Can you put the radiators on?
No.
This morning was the first morning though it felt really, really cold. Like taking her right to the buzz, and then when I walked to the hairdressers, like hats and gloves weather. I don't know if it's meant to be like a rest at week though.
There has been a couple of times, but it's getting there now. Car's not been frozen yet.
What was it you that told me it's going to be the coldest day on record? Was it you?
No.
I'm sure it was.
No.
It was coming up soon.
And again, no. It wasn't me.
Somebody told me that. Oh,
They said it was meant to be snowing.
It might have been up new. That was it.
So I read some of the snow was due in the next couple of weeks. Or they thought it might snow in a couple of weeks. There's probably as much chance of it being 30 degrees by the end of October as there is snowing. I don't friggin' know.
I wonder what it's like round here for snow. I know it's not that far.
We're 5 miles down the road.
I don't mean that. I mean like the roads.
Country.
I mean like the roads and stuff. Because you not remember the old ice, the old ice.
It'll be a bit
the
better.
very first one.
What?
Like when we had them dead bad snow days and they had to close. Oh, what was that road called?
Bellway.
Yeah, because it was on like a big
It was
slope.
Oh, that's not Bellway, is it?
You know what I mean though.
I think so. It was worse at the old age. The one we just left. Try and get out of that bloody estate.
Yeah, well that's what I mean. I wonder what it'd be like here.
I don't
Because we're
think
just,
it'll be too bad.
it's just a cul-de-sac here, then off to the main road, isn't it?
Well, no, you've got that. You've got the turn left down to the main road, not just the cul-de-sac.
Yeah, no, but that'll be thingy, won't it? Salted.
I wouldn't have thought so. No, they did
The
salt
main
out
road.
the main road, but the bit where you turn left won't be salted. This is the cul-de-sac. Turn left, not the cul-de-sac, is it?
Somebody will go out and do it, won't they?
Yeah, probably.
It's not you.
Probably the bloke who used to live here used to do it. Now he's gone.
He was a nice guy, that guy that lived there. They even had like a WhatsApp group of the street and doing parties and stuff like that. And my first thought was, Isabel's room's downstairs right at the front of the
No,
house.
it was only when they had like the Queen.
I know, but still.
I don't think they were having raves in the street, were they?
No. There's a lot of older people in there, so I doubt it.
Yeah.
Especially on that side of the road.
Right, is that bit done now? How do I have to do that bit?
No, that's right. Because you don't watch it with the plastic is. If you put them on that bit, it'll just pull them up. So are you just carrying on with that? That's what I
There's
do.
no point swapping out, is there?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I won't be able to sit here and do this for ages and ages tonight. My back's bothering me again. Let's get that hot water bottle. I got this like full. It's not full body length. It's like 3/4 of the length of my body, I would say. Hot water bottle from Primark when we went to Manchester last week. Yeah, it's good. I messed up a bit there as well. I think I might start watching. I think it's called, was it The Watcher?
Times of London. It's meant to have the most ridiculous ending ever, apparently, that. I didn't read the article.
Oh,
but
it is what it is.
I just saw the heading to the article. It was like, fans disappointed with, I can't remember how they worded it, but some ends a horror series, The Watcher.
I thought it was a true crime thriller.
I think it's like a horror psycho, like a bit like blood and gore horror, I think it's like.
Jumper.
I don't know, it just said horror, I don't know. He said apparently it's got a silly ending.
I still want to watch it. Just because they say it's a silly ending. We said that about a couple of films that we've watched, haven't we? Like the reviews have been rubbish. We've watched it and really enjoyed it, or we've said that it's really, what was it? It was the start of House of the Dragon, wasn't it? Everyone was saying about how brilliant it was. Even people like we were talking to. We didn't think like the first half, I'd say. It was really slow to get going. But I think because we had watched all the Game of Thrones, we was expecting, I don't know what I was expecting, but not that, and I've listened to the audiobooks. so I know what's going on, but there is a couple of changes in the show, so I don't know everything. Like that what happened at the end last night, I had a good idea that that would happen, but not for definite. Have you got them headphones working yet? It's a TV.
Oh, is it? What do you mean, headphones?
The that you used to use on the Xbox.
They work on the Xbox, but I don't know how to get them to work on the TV. I think you have to turn them on so they're switched on, then go on the Bluetooth devices on the TV and it should find them, but I tried to find where the Bluetooth thing was on the TV and I can't find it.
Can't be that hard. You said the new episodes come on Thursday?
18, yeah, Thursday. I've got 3.5 episodes to watch before then.
I thought you watched them all, but
I
you
have
rewatched
watched them all, but when you've not watched it for about 18 months, you kind of forget it, don't you? You remember the gist of it, but you don't remember all the goings on in the actual bits. Like, I know what happens at the end, but how it all gets to it, you kind of forget.
I don't like placing them this way, I prefer going that way.
What?
No, nothing. That one's a lot better. That's a lot better. You don't have to, if you want to go over there, it's fine. I'm not going to record for ages and ages because this video is probably going to be about 40 odd minutes long.
How long's it been going now?
No, with the stuff that I've done today.
Alright.
I'm just going to bunch it all together, I think. And then tomorrow, I think I'm going to do all my finished diamond paintings. I was waiting for a video off my mum. And she taught us in it as well, so I'm adding that to the video. She calls it a moth, even though it's a butterfly.
I'm going to go and ask her if she got to talk in that video, because it ain't your friggin' mum.
I know. Sounds like she's dead posh. She doesn't sound like that really.
Sounds like she's at the Crown.
Miss watching that as well.
You can't watch it then.
No, because they changed the woman.
Yeah, but you might like it even more if you watch it.
I like her, and I liked Matt Smith as well, playing Philip.
Yes, but unfortunately you can't have a 35-year-old bloke playing a 60-year-old man, do you?
Even you said yourself, there's only a couple of years.
Yeah, but eventually,
Eventually, yeah.
You probably could have got away with it this time, but
That's
sooner
what
or
you
later,
said.
yeah, sooner or later they have to change it no matter
Yeah,
what. They probably would have
and that
just
would have been
about
fine.
got away with it for the third season, I thought, but maybe it starts to change very quickly. We've only watched one episode of it. Because you spat your dummy out.
I really like the actress that played the Queen. I still can't remember her name.
I don't know her real name.
She was pregnant in season 1. Or she just had a baby, I think. Can't remember which.
She went pregnant in that
She
first
was?
season.
Or she just had a baby.
Maybe, but she didn't look bloody pregnant.
I think I'm going to finish it there. I'm doing that black. I'll be able to finish this portion off tomorrow. My back's hurting.
So that it? That's all I've got to do.
I'll help you. I'll help with that last bit of black there. If I can lean over. And then all the black's done. Where's my piece of plastic? I've not chucked it away, have I? It must be underneath there. You're leaning on a basket to be a bit higher up. It must be underneath there, hopefully.
Yes, it roared.
Don't, what are you doing? It's a pen. Oh, there's two stuck
Just two
together.
stuck together.
I'm going to count how many times that you've tutted since sitting down.
Move.
Move! Sounding like a bloody cow.
I'm going to stick it on the red bit in a minute.
No. Tanner.
You're not trying to get these on straight somewhere, is this bit meant to be bent?
No, they're not meant to be bent, and I'm doing it sideways. And once you put,
I've been doing it sideways.
once you put the bit missing ones in,
having a lot of.
it clicks together.
Better hope it does.
See, did you hear that? Louder than you're tutting. And then you use the roller thingy-majig when you're done. You've dropped a couple as well there. See, you know, like that.
That looks like it's not in right.
Yeah, just use this.
To do absolutely nothing.
Has it pushed it in, hasn't it?
Oh,
Yeah, it has. Look, it's smooth now. But usually you get like a satisfying click, and that didn't do it that time. See, that's so close together, that one.
I've done that already, didn't you?
That was your bit.
It won't.
Right, there you go. Oh, I do need to show you. I need to show you as well. I got, I told you earlier on, the Targaryen house sign. Got it from AliExpress. It's like no, it's not a flag or whatever, but I need you to put it up somewhere tomorrow.
I'm not having a Targaryen flag up in the house. It's not...
In my room. I'll take you upstairs and show you it. So that's the banner that I was telling you about. It's got hooks at the back of it as well, so I need to pick somewhere. This wall's more or less full now, maybe space for something there. But I want the Drogon diamond painting to go there, so maybe, actually the perfect place for it is there. On that wall, because it's so thin. The camera's going blurry. But because it's so thin, I'll pop you down. Okay, flush that I've got now. Yeah, I love it. It's just over there. So I think it'll be perfect on that wall near Drogon when I eventually get round to doing it. But I need to finish this colouring page off and this one, which I did in watercolour last night. I need to finish them off and then go to bed. I've got the company of my dog now, here somewhere, there she is, and my sea monkeys. So I hope that you enjoyed this little video. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet because it's just a mix and all sorts, isn't it? Yeah, you can see all my boots there in the background. I gave my room a good clean the other day actually, so I'm pleased with it. Don't know what's going on with this spot situation. It's probably stress. Probably stress. Well, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully it won't be too long between the time of you seeing this and the finished diamond painting that I'm hoping to finish tomorrow. Yeah, I think that's everything. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye.